Greetings and citations, guys. We're here at the Belgrade Music Hall for an exclusive screening of Going for Goldeneye. And we have a very special guest with us now. We have Jim, the director, producer, writer, extra. Anything else in the film you were?
I made the costumes.
You made the costumes? Oh, you're a man of many talents.
And the props, yeah.
So do you want to tell us, in your own words, what Going for Goldeneye is? What's the premise of the film?
The premise for Going for Goldeneye is it's the first ever video game mockumentary. So by that I mean like The Office. It's a fake documentary where hopefully you can fool the viewer into thinking it's real even for a minute, or the whole thing if you've done a good job. And I just realised one day no one had done a mockumentary about video games. There'd been Spinal Tap about rock and roll, which is the greatest comedy of all time, and obviously the greatest TV comedy in my opinion is The Office. And I just thought, video games is such a rich, there's so many jokes you could make about video games that I thought, why hasn't anyone done it? So I just thought, well, I'm not a writer, but I'll give it a go.
It's quite a brave thing to take on, because there's been plenty of video game adaptations to movies that always seem to fall flat. They never seem to. It's quite a brave move. So was a mockumentary the way to go of it? Does that make that transition across genres easy, do you think?
Well, you're right. Video game movies tend to be crap. And I think that's because they don't have the heart and the respect and the love of the game.
Yeah.
So they kind of hire a writer to just go about this.
Video game movies always come across as like, oh, this is really popular and very successful, let's throw money at it. And they never understand, they don't understand the core subject of it. They don't understand why people love Tomb Raider or Doom.
And I think people love games because of the quirks and the moments that you remember. So for me, GoldenEye was the only game I could ever write about, because it's a game that was so important to me as a teenager up to now really. I'm 33 and I still play it, and I think about it a lot. It was a huge part of my life, and I found it easy to write about it because everything in the script is what happened to me as a kid.
Well, I think a lot of people could relate to that as well, is that even if it's not GoldenEye, every gamer has that game.
Yeah.
You know, we've all got one or two games that, you know, me personally, be Azure Dreams or Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, I love Final Fantasy.
They're my two big ones. But it's not, I find it's not so much the game, but it's the nostalgia of what was my life at the time.
Yeah.
So Azure Dreams might not be the best game ever made, but it's the people I was playing with, the friends I had, and what that brings in. Is that what GoldenEye is for you as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was the happiest time of my life. I mean, a 4-player game that you could play with your mates. I mean, before the N64 you couldn't do that.
Well, I said this was a big change as well. The N64 had 4 ports on it.
Exactly, yeah. You couldn't do 2 players on Mega Drive or SNES. In fact, was SNES 4-player? I can't remember.
No, SNES was 2.
2 players.
Yeah.
But, excuse me, I mean, getting 3 of your mates, playing GoldenEye, it didn't get any better.
Yeah.
And the rivalries, the quirks, the weapons, like the club being so crap, and the license to kill with the one-shot kills, all these things, I just thought, there's got to be other people that remember these like I did. But I thought, you can't just make a film about nostalgia for the sake of it, you need to write a narrative. So I was because you want a film to play to a wide audience, and I thought, I need to write an actual story and have these little memories peppered in. So Going for Goldeneye is really, essentially, it's about me as a teenager having a rivalry with a friend, which I did. I've changed the names to suit
to suit them.
He wasn't a bully like he is in the film, but I thought, I think people can relate to that, being bullied by a bit of a rival and overcoming that. And I just thought, there's something so interesting about people playing games in their teens, but imagine 20 years later if they still treat it as serious. And I thought, imagine if I'm 33 and I was having a rivalry with you taking it seriously in my teens. It's ridiculous, but there's people that do it.
Yeah, that happened. I mean, there's a film coming out, I just saw it yesterday, Tag. The teenage lads been playing, adults been playing the same game of tag for 30 years. Yeah. So that kind of rivalry, that's not a true story as well, so that rivalry does exist. That kind of thing's there. So how do you go about having this idea and getting it to screen then? I imagine it can't be easy.
Well, I've done it as an amateur, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I've set a business up from scratch, and it was harder than that. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I wrote a script, I'm dyslexic, so even if people read it, they wouldn't understand it. It was just like gibberish. But it made sense to me, and wrote a 140-page script, and it was too ambitious because I didn't have the funds to film it.
Yeah.
So I had to cut it down to 40 pages, and really keep the basics of what the story was going to be. It was about overcoming bullying, putting the past behind you, moving on, but also retaining your love of games. I don't want to spoil the film for you.
Yeah.
They're the themes.
They're the main themes.
They're the main themes, and you know, when you sat there for 3 years writing a film, day in, day out, worrying about things, decisions about character arcs, what they're gonna say, jokes which might offend people. you know, it's got a few jokes in which are a bit risque.
We've been told about the Rumble Pack one.
Yeah.
I quite like that, to be fair.
I mean, we all did.
We all did. Yeah. No one's going to admit to it, but they all did. Yeah.
I played a game called GT64. The second game I ever played in N64, my mate went, watch this. He went over the lines, off the track.
Yeah, just the Rumble button.
And he was like, and I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But you just got to work hard and focus, and there'll be always people who don't understand what you're trying to do and planning to do, and you just got to ignore it and crack on. And I had plenty of people who doubted me, and I just thought, do you know what? I know there's an audience for this film.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make it anyway, and I made it for me. I made it to make me laugh.
And that's the thing. If you don't worry about making people laugh, make what you find funny.
Exactly.
And you'll find a lot more people that will join in with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when we shot the film in 3 days because that's all I could afford.
It's quite impressive.
And, it's an hour long, which I'm really proud of. Like the crew told me, "Nah, you're not going to do that," but I'd planned it very specifically. We filmed half the film in a day.
So how much different is the film from the script? Let's say you spent 3 years writing the script.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get on set to film it, how different is that? Is it?
Well, you can imagine it all you want in your head, but when
it really never comes out as you imagine, does it?
Yeah, it never comes out as you imagine, but it feels more organic when you just go, right, let's just do it. You stand there, you know your lines, let's just do it. And we've captured some moments in the film where it feels real. Yeah. It's my film, I wrote it, and when I watch it back, I go, oh, I'm invested. It feels real because the actors, they knew what they were doing, and the tone was just spot on. No one was hamming it up, trying to be funny.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a low budget, comedy, there's nothing funny about people trying to be funny.
Yeah,
like, you've seen Miranda
really hammy.
on BBC.
Yeah.
Like laugh tracks and I'm gonna fall over. There's nothing funny about that.
No.
It's got to be.
It's just forced and.
Yeah, I like it when people. The mockumentary format, it works because you show deluded and cringe-inducing people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they are saying is cringy.
Yeah, because to them the it's not slapstick as in it's set up. You can see like something like Miranda. You see you walk to a shop and you know what's coming. It's setting everything up for this one fall. Yeah. Whereas with stuff like The Office and Spinal Tap, it's the people are hilarious because they don't know they're cringy.
It's the look to the camera. It's the little line. I think if you cringe watching a film, that means you recognise something in that film in yourself, and you go, I relate to that, and you go, oh my god. Yeah. And one of my favourite compliments was, it reminded me of The Office, because I cringed, and I was just like, well, that's what I want.
That's what you want, yeah. That's when you can see your co-workers, or you can see...
Exactly.
And that's the point where you see your co-worker people in the office, and you go, oh, shit, that means I'm in.
Because like Ethan, the antagonist in the film, he's a dickhead. Everyone knows that one video gamer who thinks he's just the best, or the one guy who thinks he's the best at football, or whatever, and everyone knows him. And I was thought, I'm just going to throw everything at him. I'm going to make him the most hateable person, but the insecurity around him is what the audience can see. It's all an act, and as the film progresses, the insecurity comes out, and again, I don't want to spoil the film.
It's kind of like you, because we've not seen the film yet. That kind of like, is it going down the line of the bullies bully because they're missing something inside?
Yes.
It's that kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We don't know too much. We don't ruin it.
It's just such a simple plot, and it's personal to me, so it makes a lot of sense to me. And people have said to me after watching it that that was a really good narrative. Because
that's what you want from a film.
Exactly.
If it's a narrative that you can get invested in, or it's a journey that you enjoyed following for an hour, then that's that's what you want from a film as a film there, because surely that's the best compliment you can get.
The funniest thing about the film is, as it's my first film, if I said to you, I'm going to make a film, you go, it's going to be shit. It's your first film.
Yeah.
And everyone has said to me, we had a premiere to 250 people. And afterwards, all my friends and family went, I'm not going to lie, I thought it'd be shit. And it was really good. And I was like, and even today, James, who's one of the leads in the film, he had a show in Newcastle. And his friends and family went, James, when you said you were going to be in a film, I thought it'd be shit.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And I was just like, well, yeah.
If you can win your friends and family over, you can win the world, that's it.
And it's like, I really tried hard to write a story that you can be invested in the story. Like I say,
you don't have to be a fan of Goldeneye, you don't have to be a gamer to get it. Yeah.
Exactly. My 80-year-old grandparents have watched it and they laughed their head off.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and they don't know anything about Goldeneye.
So where can people get hold of this then? Where can people see it? Because we're at the screen tonight. Is there a website? Is it available digitally on DVD?
Well, at the moment now it's released in the UK on Blu-ray at goingforgoldeneye.co.uk, and that's shipping, not in the UK, but pretty much anywhere in the world apart from America, because I've got a distribution deal in America. So it's coming out on, thank you, yeah, it's coming out on DVD and video on demand, so Amazon, iTunes, Hulu, those things.
Yeah,
I can hear the film starting now.
Yeah, you better get in there then. Right, we'll put it there because we don't want to miss having it us all night. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, Jim.
Cheers, mate.
And take care, guys. See you soon.